Good afternoon. Happy Friday. Mark Milam here, your mortgage professional. November in the books. We're done with November. Here we go into December. Today's December the 1st, Friday. And is Santa Claus coming to town for mortgage interest rates? So far, so good. So we've seen mortgage interest rates improve as the week has worn on. In fact, we're closing out this week a good quarter point better than we were to open up the week across several note rates, even better on a few other note rates. Let me flip the screen around here and show you what's been happening in the world of mortgage-backed securities. So this is a 6-month look back to kind of show you what happened starting in September as we moved throughout the month of September on into October down through Halloween. Boy, we really got down to some low levels for mortgage-backed securities. That is not good for interest rates. So as mortgage-backed securities decline in value, their associated interest rate goes up, and that's what you were hearing about. If you were paying attention to the market and you were hearing about 8% mortgage rates maybe 30 to 45 days ago, that's what this was all about, was this sell-off in mortgage-backed securities. Why did this happen? Well, we can look no further than our Federal Reserve, because at their September meeting, they were very, very hawkish in their tone, alluded to many more rate cuts, that they were not satisfied with the progress on inflation, and particularly not satisfied with the work being done to soften up the labor market. Our Federal Reserve really wants unemployment to go up. They want joblessness to come up. They want the labor market to cool. They view that as the key to putting inflation back in the bottle. And that's why the mortgage-backed securities market sold off as we move through the latter half of September and on into October. Listen, traders are really tired of doubting the Fed and have finally cried uncle and said, all right, and interest rates went to 8%. Since then, though, we have had report after report of really good news on inflation, and that trend continued this week with the Fed's favorite measure of inflation, personal consumption expenditures. In fact, personal consumption expenditures, or PCE, came in earlier this week on the 30th of November, and we can see the month-over-month reading came in flat, 0.0% for the overall PCE number against an expectation of 0.1% month-over-month. The core number, which strips out food and energy, came in right along expectations. You can see what happened here with jobless claims, though. Jobless claims still not measuring up to the expectations. The Fed trying to bring pain to that labor market. Listen, we got 9.5 million open jobs. We have about 6.5 million unemployed people. If every single unemployed person went and got a job, we'd still have 3 million open jobs. This according to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce in a report that they published on November the 20th. So we feel like the Fed's uber focus, this laser-guided focus on labor in order to pivot, is really misinformed, that we're going to be able to get inflation down without having to drive up joblessness. And the data is telling us just that, and the market has responded positively. We've seen interest rates improve as we've moved throughout the latter half of November, and now we go into December with yet another good day. What is the Fed saying about it? Well, you probably could have guessed this, but here it is, Friday, December the 1st at 11 a.m. Fed Chair Powell says talk of cutting rates is premature and says more hikes could happen, right? Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell doesn't want anybody to have a Merry Christmas and pushed back on market expectations for aggressive rate cuts ahead, and even said we may still have to raise rates further. Markets took Powell's comments actually as pretty dovish, saying the Treasury yields are down sharply. So honestly, the market is taking a look at Powell and saying, okay, we know what you're trying to do. You're trying to prevent us from getting ahead of ourselves. But the data is in, and it looks really good for inflation continuing to come down. That's why we've seen an improvement in mortgage interest rates. One other point to mention is that the conforming loan limit was raised this week from $726,200 in most standard cost areas, that includes Metro Atlanta, all the way up to $766,550. That is awesome news. That just means improved affordability, less money down for higher price points. That's really good news. Not to be outdone, FHA, the Federal Housing Administration, raised their loan limit in Metro Atlanta as well, up from $592,250 to $649,750. So things trending in the right direction. It's so nice to bring you good news on December the 1st. If I can be of any service to you over the weekend, don't hesitate to reach out. Mark.Milam at HighlandMTG.com. Have a good weekend.